In today's automotive, welcome back Lexurious Fleet. In today's automotive news, Kia is looking to be a major player in the EV game. Mazda has finally announced the CX-30 Turbo, and LG Chem is creating a company just for its EV batteries. Oh yeah, we'll touch on a little bit of Honda and GM just to get you guys fired up as well. Over at the Kia media page, Kia Motors accelerates business transformation to become a leading EV brand. 7 new dedicated battery electric vehicles to launch by 2027 across several vehicle segments. Well, of course, I mean, they're not gonna have 7 EVs in the same segment. Brand's first dedicated BEV, codenamed CV, to launch in 2021 and reveal Kia's new design direction. This is rumored to be the same platform, the eGMP platform, that we're going to see the first Genesis electric vehicle. We're going to see the first Hyundai electric vehicle, and probably Ioniq. It's really confusing what they're going to do with Ioniq because Ioniq is a brand new EV brand by Hyundai. And we know Kia is a part of Hyundai, and we know Genesis is a part of Hyundai. So essentially they have 4 different companies underneath the Hyundai Motor, Kia Motor, you know what I'm talking about, umbrella, that are all going to be producing roughly the same electric vehicle and vehicles as time goes on. So it'll be interesting to see how they're able to differentiate these models with styling, options, etc. They're hoping battery electric vehicles to account for 25% of Kia's global vehicle sales by 2029. I think that's easily doable. Kia to work with worldwide network to expand EV charging infrastructures. That's good. Full battery electric lineup to establish Kia's position as a leading EV brand in the market. And they hope to expand to 11 battery electric models by 2025. Now, looking at just this image that they released here, this reminds me a lot of the image Toyota released, what was it, last summer, about their future electric vehicles, although this is going to be happening seemingly a lot sooner than Toyota's design. Over at automotive news, LG Chem plans to spin off battery business. LG Chem said new business to be launched in December aims to achieve a revenue of 30 trillion won, which is $25.5 billion or more by 2024. Now they're going to be calling it LG Energy Solutions. So if you guys are looking for it on the stock market early next year, because they say LG is considering a stock market listing of their battery unit. They go on further saying making the unit independent company would also help attract investments to the business, which requires heavy capital expenditure, etc., etc. Well, yeah, I mean, if you have it over there on the stock market listing, it's going to help generate that additional income or capital investment that they're looking for. So yeah, expect that to happen. Over at the Hyundai news page, so Kia's talking about EVs. Now Hyundai's talking about right now is their hydrogen fuel cell strategy. They're sending them to Europe already. Now it's just a system and they're not going to be used by automotive companies. So they're looking to diversify the use of hydrogen fuel cell systems. And they know it's key to this smart mobility strategy. So let's just take a couple looks at these things here. It's pretty compact. It looks cool. I mean, the packaging's cool. I don't know what else to say about it. So one of these companies is going to be Swiss hydrogen solution firm GRZ Technologies. So GRZ is hoping this fuel cell system will produce a stationary power supply system to be used for building electricity at peak times. And yeah, it's pretty much based off the same system in the Hyundai Nexo. We've seen Toyota do this. We've seen Toyota with their hydrogen fuel cell. Of course, it's in the Mirai and the upcoming Mirai, which should have been the Lexus GS, but don't get me fired up on that. Toyota stuck it in a sailboat. And there's a sailboat out there on the seas sailing around the world on a hydrogen fuel cell and solar panels. So, I mean, the possibilities are there. They just got to get creative with it. And yeah, fuel cell is excellent for storing energy. So it'll be interesting to see how fuel cell develops kind of in its own unique way apart from fully battery electric vehicles because they both can do amazing things. Yeah, battery electric's looking a little bit better for the near-term automotive industry. Over at Mazda, CX-30 Turbo makes an official US debut with 250 horsepower. They're slapping that 2.5 liter Skyactiv G turbo in every single vehicle. Hopefully we get it in the MX-5 at this rate. They're just putting in everything. Aside from the new turbo, they're getting reverse safety braking with rear cross traffic alert. CX-30 will have traffic jam assist and a 360 camera as an option. We'll get some sportier looking looks. 18-inch black aluminum wheels are the primary upgrade. If you look close, you also see black gloss door mirrors and larger exhaust pipes out the back, just like we see in the upcoming Mazda 3 Turbo. And of course, you'll see the turbo badge. They just started slapping the turbo badge on the Mazda 6. We're gonna see it on the Mazda 3, probably on the CX-9 and the CX-5 as well. Now, it doesn't look like there's any official availability when we expect it to be on the market. I would expect it to be on the market by the end of this year, maybe around the same time as the Mazda 3 Turbo comes out, and we don't have any pricing. Well, the Mazda 3 Turbo is around $30,000. Expect this to be around 30, low 30s as well. And I'm excited for it. I love the looks of the CX-30 to an extent. There's too much plastic around the wheels and the bottom of the doors, and I understand that's for, you know, ruggedness, durability, but it just looks cheap to me. It would have been nice on the Turbo model if they're able to paint match those plastic pieces at the bottom to the rest of the car. I mean, I know we would all want that, right? It would look incredible. Okay, I mentioned this the other day. Honda and Acura exhibits for the 2020 Beijing International Automotive Exhibition. And this is the teaser of this EV concept car. They're gonna be debuting some EV concepts. But they also say that there's going to be a new CR-V plug-in hybrid electric vehicle. So hopefully this is going to be available here stateside to fight the RAV4 Prime. We would love to see more competition. The RAV4 and the CR-V are like arch rivals. Of course, we want more competition. But if it comes to market and it's just like, okay, has worse range than the RAV4 Prime, costs a little bit less and it's not nearly as fast, they might have some difficulty selling it here stateside. It would do just fine over there in China and other parts of the world. And we all know GM and Honda are now best friends. They teamed up, what was it, a week, 2 weeks ago. They're in a strong alliance, but no strings attached. They're just kind of like friends with benefits at this point in time. And since I'm talking about Honda EVs, there's been some developing information about GM and their electric setups. And we know GM is going to be producing Honda vehicles, or at least Honda electric vehicles in the next few years. So I want to talk about them while we're on topic. So GM to develop family of EV drive systems. So really this article, to sum it up, they have a bunch of different motors. It looks like they have an official platform now. Just to make things a little bit more streamlined, it's going to cost way less money for them to produce vehicles now with these simplified electric platform. So what it does for us is it gives EVs greater driving range. Vehicles could have less batteries because they're going to be more efficient, as well as lead to a smaller drivetrain with more room for passengers and also more spontaneous motor response. Pretty much the same as any EV platform that we know of, right? But GM is still considering purchasing drive units components from other suppliers in some cases. I wonder what these some cases will end up being, if it's one of their cheaper electric vehicles or something like that, where they're outsourcing these batteries or motors or whatever else they decide to stick in these EVs. I've mentioned Cadillac a little bit on this channel. If you're new to my channel, thank you for stopping by. I talk mainly about Japanese and Korean autos, but I do cover just about everything if I feel necessary. And since GM and Honda are now best friends, I'm going to talk a little bit about Cadillac in today's article because it's on topic. But Cadillac is requiring dealers to make a $200,000 upgrade for EVs. And they'll need to install these electric vehicle chargers and tooling and continue training for its personnel in order to sell the brand's vehicles beyond 2022. That is such a, it's a fast request. It reminds me a little bit of how Nissan asked all their dealers to install heavy lifts, new tools, things like that to work on their larger body-on-frame pickups and larger body-on-frame vans. Well, they just canceled the vans throughout the entire North America, to my knowledge, and they also canceled the Titan for Canada, and all these dealers installed hundreds of $1,000s worth of equipment in there, all to be pretty much worthless at this point. Now GM is asking something similar for their Cadillac dealers to install these electrified systems in their dealerships. And now we all know most Cadillac dealerships are not just a Cadillac dealership. They're a lot of the times a Buick, a GMC, a Chevy. So they're all kind of, it's not just going to be a Cadillac system. So this will be able to benefit the other subsidiaries underneath the same GM roof. So this is a sweeping command from Cadillac. You're either on board or you're going to be kicked out of being able to sell Cadillac vehicles. There's a little bit of give in there, but not a whole lot. You know, what if you're in a small town, you sell Cadillac, you have a population of like 7,000 to 10,000 people, you're still being asked to put in $200,000 worth of equipment, just like you would be in a large, bigger city. Now, the larger the dealership is, they're saying, well, yeah, it's going to cost you more than $200,000 to install these EV charging stations, to do all this training, to do this infrastructure to your dealership. Cadillac's a little bit forward thinking, I think, here compared to a lot of the industry. They're hoping to be fully electrified by the end of this decade, so 2029, 2030. And I think it's just only a matter of time before we see these sort of higher up commands coming down the chain from luxury auto brands. I wouldn't be surprised if there's something similar going on with Volvo, with their Polestar sort of thing. As Lexus becomes more electrified in the coming years, I could see this coming down the hatch, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, guys. So big change here in the automotive industry. I've never really talked about Mercedes on this channel. I'm going off the deep end, guys. Don't kill me for this, but there's some really exciting things that I think is important for us to talk about. So Toyota, right, they're developing a solid state battery, and we think it's going to be in a product by 2025. Fingers crossed. Well, crossed. That almost sounds like crotch. But anyways, fingers crossed, Toyota has a solid state battery that will actually be on the market in the next few years. Well, apparently Mercedes has beat everyone to the game. They have a solid state battery that's not going to be put in consumer vehicles, but it's going to be put in city buses. So let's head on over and read about it. Over at Autoblog, Mercedes is ready to roll out solid state battery tech for production in city buses. So the new e-Citaro G is the first production city bus in its category anywhere in the world to be equipped with solid state batteries. They mention how Toyota doesn't expect to see them by 2025. Fisker has pushed back their tech with delays. So they're saying that it's not going to be able to charge any faster than the current lithium-ion technology. And that's supposed to be one of the praises and redeeming qualities of solid-state batteries. They have higher energy density, but they're also like not flammable. They don't explode, and they're supposed to charge really fast. Well, Mercedes is like, well, we're just going to do the energy density thing, but we're not going to do the fast charging thing because we haven't figured that one out yet. So Mercedes comes through on the higher energy density front, about 25% greater than Mercedes' newest generation of lithium-ion tech. But there you go. Solid-state batteries, their first rendition anyways, is restricted in their fast charging capacity. They're even saying if you wanted to charge faster, the normal lithium-ion battery pack charges faster than the solid-state version. Now, on the positive side, they're saying the solid-state battery should have a much longer lifespan, and they have warrantied the battery for a longer period of time at 10 years or 280 megawatt hours. Is that what? That's the first time I've seen this metric before, of energy throughout the battery pack's life. So what do you guys think? And we don't know costs or anything. I mean, I don't care anyways, it's a bus, but it's interesting. I'm glad someone's coming to market with some new battery technology. This is exciting times, guys. I've talked this whole article, other than the CX-30 turbo, this was all about electrification, whether it's fuel cell, batteries, battery legislation with GM. Like, it's exciting times, guys, and a lot of stuff coming down the hatch. And a lot of you have asked me to do Battery Day. I will be live streaming Battery Day. Bring your snacks and drinks, and that is Tesla's day to unveil it's also their stockholder day to some extent, but it's also largely what most of us are looking for is the battery technology that they unveil. And don't think that I'm like a Tesla shill. I just find all automotive companies interesting. As you guys know, I just covered a gamut there, but yeah, I tend to favor the Asian ones a little bit more. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't smashed the like button, go ahead and do that. Appreciate it. If you're new to the channel and you like this sort of news that I cover, make sure to subscribe. Lots of live streams coming. I'm getting a review card today. Speaking of Mazda, I'm getting a Mazda 6 Signature to review today for you guys. So keep your eyes out for that. And channel is growing. Can't thank you enough. 100,000 subscribers. We're getting there day by day. Hopefully by the end of the year, right? So I'll see you guys in the next video, probably tomorrow. Take care of yourselves. Peace out. Peace out.